with the advisory by the Comptroller of Budget on bursaries from county governments going to our vulnerable children, it is only NGCDF that is left now to help these children. And many people...
It is currently brewing. The CDF fund is something that we have all been talking about, and how it has contributed in development and how it has also contributed in the growth and bringing up and giving birth to corruption in this country in a very big manner and in a very big scheme. Now, the CDF fund has currently been put on the table as the Auditor General of the Government of the Republic of Kenya, Nancy Gadungu, comes up with a petition to have the CDF fund scrapped. Apart from Nancy Gadungu, one JB Muturi, the former Cabinet Secretary of Public Service and also former Attorney General, is moving forward to support the motion by Nancy Gadungu to have the CDF fund removed, because he says it is not meant to deliver development to the constituencies, but it's meant to enrich a few individuals. As you can see in the clip that we have begun with, Kimani Ichung'wah is on the front line defending CDF. Let's speak openly. Today, while speaking in regards to the CDF, the Kiharu Member of Parliament, Didi Nyoro, said, if things are supposed to work in this country, they should be put on the right path. The budget of the Republic of Kenya is always ballooned so that members of Parliament will receive a very big share through the national government constituency fund, constituency development fund. But they don't use that money for development. They use that money to enrich themselves. And he said, the best way to go ahead and have a developed country is that some of these policies and some of these programs like the CDF should be scrapped and money should be allocated in another form and in another way, even through the county government, not through the national government constituency development funding. Because it tells that is a scheme. It's like a Ponzi scheme meant to defraud Kenyans their money through fake development projects or whatever they always try to tell us. Kimani Ichung'wah is trying to justify a point. Also, Justin Muturi before was justifying a point. But the truth be told, do you know how much the amount of money that these members of Parliament give to their parties once this money comes in? About 10% or 20% of the money inaendanga kwa mifuko ya rice. Are we together? Why am I saying this? Look at it in this manner. Every member of Parliament in the Republic of Kenya gets over 180 million or about 160 million Kenyan shillings every financial year. And this money is meant to develop their constituencies, to build schools, to buy buses, to construct roads, to connect electricity. But what do they do with this money? They buy fuel guzzlers, they add more girlfriends, wanatudanganya mabibi, wanatunyang'anya mabibi huku nje, hawa wabunge. Yes, that is what they do with the money that is meant for development. And that is why Nancy Gadungu, according to a publication today, she has questioned the reason why even the National CDF Fund exists. Now, the Auditor General Nancy Gadungu has unearthed widespread mismanagement and blatant abuse of the multi-billion National Constituency Development Fund, just as court recommended winding up of the kitty, which is the CDF funding. Now, the findings lay bare a pattern of systematic abuse in the usage of the billions wired to constituencies to implement national government development projects. The 2023-2024 financial year audit team shows how millions meant for schools improvement, security, and bursaries have either been misappropriated or unaccounted for. The report painted a picture that some ghost projects exist in constituencies despite the books showing significant cash had been disbursed for the non-existent projects. In some cases, there were inflation of projects caused while in a number specification report and acceptance files. The report further highlights unsupported bursary disbursements of 1.7 million. This is in regards to different constituencies. But when you look at it, the audit exposes rot in CDF as court proposed the close of the CDF fund. Now, a contingent of MPs from the Kenya Kwanza administration and the ODM are being deployed. Their aim is to defend the national government, the national constituency development funding. Acha nikwambie, see, we have been singing the Itungati song. Let me ask you, which member of parliament is going to support the move by the government of the day, by the court, to disband the NCDF, the NGCDF, with member of parliament? These members of parliament get an amount of about 160 million yearly. Hii ni pesa wanakuanga guaranteed nayo. They are given this money. And do you know how much they use? Somebody uses 10 million kujenga classes 5 ine anazilaunch. Anaita president to launch. That is what they do. Then the rest anaenda ananunua nyumba Karen, Ruda, Kitusuru, Kileleshwa. Yeah. That is how that is how they use the money for the national CDF fund. I want you to listen to a statement given by one Justin Muturi today in regards to the CDF. And now you will understand why this funding needs to be, stopped. Anasema hivi, NGCDF is a corrupt, illegal, and unconstitutional fund to unjustly enrich the MPs, their families, and cronies, and should therefore be scrapped. This is Honorable Justin Muturi, EGH. That is what he says. Now, I want you to listen to the reactions from different Kenyans. Honorable Peter Salasi anasema, how can you become so clever all of a sudden? That is what Peter Salasi asks Justin Muturi. Why is Peter Salasi asking this question? Because Peter Salasi is a beneficiary of the NCDF, of the CDF fund. These MPs, all of them, they're all cut from the same piece of cloth. Akina Gathoni wa Mushomba, Akina Babu Owino, Akina Didi, only Didi Nyoro I have seen, by the way, saying, hata without your CDF, bora tunapatiwa development money in a certain budget way, as long as we are budgeted, tunaweza endelea kufanya kazi kama wabunge. But sikia Peter Salasi anauliza umeanza kuwa mjanja. How can you become so clever all of a sudden? The question that Kibaki used to ask. Umekuwa aje mwerevu tu mara moja? Now, one thing is, the CDF, the money that we have, about 240 something or 54 members of parliament. And 240 something. Now, when we look at it, how much money do they get? And from the budget ambayo inakuanga imetengwa, let's say imewekwa, the money that is set aside is about 500 billion. Let me ask you, how much money do you think is used for development? Out of the 100% money that is given through the CDF. And that is why Nancy Gadongo, I really support the motion that she comes up with, that CDF should be disbursed. Should be disbanded. I want to continue reading comments za Wakenya kulingana na hili. Namuona Maraga for president akisema, but it is unconstitutional. The courts declared that mheshimiwa. Harry Stephen Arunda anasema, we know the reason you are fighting Raila Odinga all of a sudden is because he's Now, this one, I don't get you. I see. The mayor saying the biggest problem is not CDF but corruption. Look at Peter Salasia, Babu Wino Ndidi Nyoro. Even if you slash it, the money will still be stolen. Brian Kipkoskei anasema, at what point did you notice this, sir? Is it when you were CS? Is it when you were the Attorney General? You served as Speaker for 10 years and you never mentioned it. You served as an MP and you used the same CDF money. When did you specifically realize CDF is corrupt and illegal? Unaambiwa, why have you become so clever all of a sudden? Naona KOT Sonko akisema, sisi kama MP aspirant we support the scrapping of the CDF. The work of an MP is oversight and not development. Bernard Kavuli anasema, is this Justin Muturi, the former Speaker of Parliament, 10 years and Attorney General 2 years? Ama someone has compromised his account? Attorney Alexander Irongo anasema, this is a prime example of the attitude. I'm fine with it if it benefits me, but I have a problem when it doesn't. By the way, that's how it seems. If these members of Parliament really want it scrapped, hata hao Gachagua, they should be on the front line, clapping for the courts for saying that CDF is illegal. But are they doing so? Nataka kusikia maoni yako, because Nancy Gadongo seems that she is going for it. Na Kimani Ichung'wah nao wamesema, we will defend CDF whatever may come. For now, that's what's up. Wanasema wabunge wakule marupurupu pekee, pesa ya development wawache ifanye kazi. Subscribe.